I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. This is a very fun Chase the Heat. Recently, I did a video where I ate just a regular old orange habanero, or habanero, depending on how you say it. And I said, everybody's got a habanero story. And I said, let's hear yours. So, I've got some really funny comments from riders on the bus. So I'm going to snack on an orange habanero while I read some very funny stuff to you. And I appreciate your guys' input. I'm doing the same thing with the jalapeno, which I reviewed, what was this morning? I think it was this morning. So leave your funny jalapeno comments, and I will do another video reading some of the comments from your funny jalapeno stories. But here is the habanero story. The first one is Diesel Heart BR218. My habanero story, which one? The first time, boy, it tastes good. The first time I got a hab, it was a prank by a friend. A friend of mine who told me this was a tasty snack. Now, the joke was on him because I wanted a hab for a long time to try. He didn't know that. So I ate it, and it was peak season. And it was a stinger. Tolerance was at Scotch bonnet level. I absolutely loved the taste. The heat back then, in them days, got up to an 8 for me, but I enjoyed it. The best part, my body dumped the endorphins, and I enjoyed that magic of going from an 8 to a 1 in a heartbeat. What a great comment. Up next on my list will be the Trinidad Scorpion to try, currently at Ghost Pepper, which I absolutely love. Kind regards from the Netherlands, Bjorn. If you've never had the experience of having your pain be at an 8 and to go from 8 to a 1, just like that, it's the most amazing experience. Just crazy. Yummy. Thank you, Bjorn. All right, Defying Odds, Donnelly. I have a question. This isn't about habanero, but I want to read it. I have a question. Let's assume that ghost pepper is $1 million. And I happen to have 10 Thai peppers that are 100,000 each. Would eating 10 of the Thai peppers in, say, 1 minute or so be the equivalent of eating a ghost pepper? In other words, if I can handle eating 10 peppers at 100,000 SHU, would I just as easily be able to handle a ghost pepper? Now, this is a very interesting question because it doesn't compute that way. However, with the analogy you gave me, it does. And here's what I mean by that. If you ate 10 ghost peppers at $1 million each, you didn't eat 10 million Scoville, but it might feel that way. So if you had 10 Thai chilies at 100,000 each, even though it may not feel like even though it won't be $1 million, you only ate 100,000 Scoville pepper, but you ate 10 of them, it will feel pretty close, I believe, to what one ghost pepper would be. So the analogy you gave kind of works. Usually it doesn't. If you can handle 10 Thai chilies, Defying Odds Donnelly, you can handle a ghost pepper. But what you may want to do is just start with a half a ghost pepper just so you aren't jumping in the lake. Stick your toe in. If it isn't too bad, pop in the rest. The reason I read that question, a lot of people can probably go, wow, I'm wondering about that. So, Delta Dandy. I remember like it was yesterday. I live beside a church, and they were having their fall festival, so I go inside the lunchroom and see what I thought was a nice, sweet orange pepper. Picked up that sweet pepper and ate it. The amount of pain I was in was blazing. My friends had to keep getting me more cups of sweet tea. I'm sorry. You guys do understand I'm laughing with you. Every one of these situations, I'm laughing with you because I've been there. The Idiot Files commented, back about 20 years ago, I ate a habanero for the first time. It lit me up. I recovered. Then I went to pee. Fire hose is all I'm saying. It's a thing. If you have a very low tolerance, I can see a habanero doing that to you. You have so much capsaicin, when it goes out, it burns. They call it fire hose. Unless you're a woman, and they call it fire lily. I don't make this stuff up, people. I just report it. All right, Toxin commented, about 6 years ago, I started watching Pepper Enthusiasts. So after watching for a couple of years, I decided to begin my first venture into pepper eating. So I thought the best thing for me to do was to start at the bottom. I went and bought a bag of chocolate habaneros, assuming they wouldn't be so hot. Needless to say, I was wrong, and I felt like I was eating razor blades dipped in lava. With that, my first attempt became my last. You know what? There are so many people that have made the same mistake, Toxin. But here's what I would tell you. Peppers taste great. You can become, and this is the truth. You guys all need to hear me here. I've said this on the bus a million times. Not a million, but a lot. You can become a very hardcore, high-level chili head with a super high tolerance without ever really hurting yourself. Think of like a bodybuilder. Somebody goes in the gym, lays down on a bench, and can bench press a Volkswagen. They didn't start off with a Volkswagen. They started off with 10 pounds or 50 pounds or 100 pounds and then slowly built their way up. It's the same thing. If they had to go from, holding a 5-pound bag of flour to bench pressing a Volkswagen, they wouldn't be able to move it. They'd pull muscles and you quit. So, start with a jalapeno. Work your way up. Go slowly. Give it another shot, Toxin. I know you can do it. The fact that it was in you and you want to do it once tells me it's in you. Just do it the right way. EM says, once I was making guacamole and I minced a habanero for it. Then I cut an onion without washing my hands. My eye started watering and I rubbed my eye. And in a couple seconds, I felt like a hot poker was in my eye. I jumped in the shower with my clothes on to rinse my eye. My God, it was painful. I thought I was going to be blind. I'm laughing with you, not at you. Listen, we've all had that experience. One of the, at Blazing Foods, a good day at the office is to get through an entire shift without getting pepper in your eye. And the stuff that we have there, it's crazy. It's just all so hot. So I understand where you've been. Now, jumping in the shower with all your clothes on, that's commitment. That's a person who needed to get in the shower in a hurry. Thank you, EM. RS. Love RS. RS says, hi, Johnny. My first time I ate a habanero pepper. I bought a bag of habanero peppers and jalapeno peppers, and I decided to make an omelet for breakfast or lunch. Anyway, I put some slices of jalapeno peppers and slices of habanero peppers in the skillet. Uh-oh. Got my eggs out and scrambled them up. In the meantime, the peppers were cooking, creating a pepper smell that filled my kitchen, hitting me in the throat, into the nose. It ran my mom out of the kitchen, coughing. I had to turn on the fan to get the smell out. The smell left. My mom returned to the kitchen, and I was wrapping up my omelet. I couldn't wait to get to eat it. My mouth was watering. The omelet was spicy and delicious. I think I added habanero Tabasco or scorpion Tabasco to it. It made it even more spicy. Hope you have a great evening and night, Johnny, and everyone. Great comment. RS, I chose that comment, number one, because I love you. You're great. I really appreciate you. You've been on the bus forever. But the other thing, I did the same thing. The first year I started the channel, I started October 19th is when I started Chase the Heat. 2 months after I started the channel, I had a video. I was doing some super items. I had some extra left over, and I wasn't. My tolerance it wasn't as high then as it is now. I could have just eaten those peppers now, but I couldn't eat them all, and I didn't want them to go to waste. I was still a pepperhead, a pepper junkie then. So I decided I was going to make a sauce. All right, so I took some peppers, all super hot, put them in a pan, started sauteing them, and I didn't tell anybody in the house that I was going to do that. And in the house at that time, were my wife at the time, her 2 sons, and our dog. And I was cooking, I started realizing right away there was a problem. I started, doing one of these, trying to get away from the pan, but still stir it. The fumes were just impossible. They were just brutal, like attacking my throat and my lungs and just my nose, and just everything was just hurt. Next thing I hear all the people running down the stairs, door slammed. I mean, the dog left. She left. She took her sons with her. This was Christmas Eve, and they didn't have plans to leave Christmas Eve. It was just a stay-at-home, quiet day, So I've been there, RS. All right. Cyril Piwetz says, my tolerance seems to go down when I'm having sinus issues or inflammation from a chest cold. Why do you think yours does? And it asked that question because in the video I said my tolerance is down. My tolerance, and everybody's tolerances are always doing this. Our tolerances for life are doing this. Some days your tolerance for life is up here, some days it's just down here. It's like that with everything. Whether you're somebody who drinks, if you drink a lot, your tolerance goes higher. If you stop drinking so much and you give it a rest, your tolerance drops. It's no different with peppers. It's the exact same thing. So a peak pepper season, I can eat, I can pull coals out of a campfire and eat them. My tolerance is really high, but at the end of the season, I'm super busy. I'm doing a lot of different things, and while I'm still eating hot stuff, I'm not eating hot stuff nearly at the level I was during pepper season, where I was eating a half a dozen super hots every single day. So my tolerance dipped. Now, I have the constitution of a Clydesdale. I've been sick once in the last, had a health issue a while back, but that wasn't sick. I've been sick once in the last, pretty close to the last decade. I don't get sick. I'm very blessed for that. And I don't remember the last time I got sick, what happened to my tolerance, but just know this, tolerances are always right. It's just like life. Some days you can go out and tackle life, no matter what problem comes your way, you can run at it. And other times it's like, man, you just wish you could stay in bed. Just how tolerance in life, it's just like that with everything else. So tolerances rise and fall. Stephen Basking says, once back in junior high, myself and my buddy Josh, we were eating pickled peppers in my parents' kitchen when Josh bit into a pickled habanero, and it squirted me right in the eye. Thought for sure I was going to be blind that day in that eye. I definitely remember the screaming and the crying. I'm not laughing at you. You understand that. Stephen and Josh, boy, I tell you, the funny thing is, it's one of the most instant, it's an instant endorphin rush. Like, you can eat peppers, and sometimes you got to eat the right amount and go past your comfort zone. You get super hot stuff in your eye. To me, anyway, it's an instantaneous endorphin dump. Boom, just like, wow. I got 9 million Scoville extract drops, lava drops. Oh man, Greg Foster made them, and right in the eyes, squirted me in the eyes. I was down for almost an hour, 45 minutes at least. Did the water thing, remember in high school you had that water thing, if you get stuff in your eye, or the water wash, the eye wash, where you put your eyes over it and it splashes water up. When you eat hot stuff and you drink water, you think it's going to help, but the minute you swallow, it gets worse. Well, that's the same thing happens to your face. It was bad. Steven, I've been there. All right, Wilder Napalm. I literally just shoved a habanero in my mouth and sat down and opened YouTube. Go figure. Anyway, habaneros are my favorite snacking pepper because they're always at the store. Great reason to fall in love with habaneros. There's never a time where you can't get them. Good call. Something I haven't brought up. I eat 2 or 3 a day, but yeah, they barely move my needle. I do find the smaller ones to be slightly hotter than the big ones. No clue as to why. I think that may be coincidental because I'm not sure that size of pepper really influences heat. In fact, I think sometimes the argument could be made that the larger the pepper, for instance, if you had 2 peppers the exact same Scoville unit and one was this big and one was this big, this one's going to burn more because there's more pepper product, more capsaicin, just because it's a larger pod. So I think sometimes, but I have felt like you have. Over the years of doing this, I've gone back and forth with it. Ty Ware says, been watching this one. I've been waiting for this one, Johnny. I had my first large habanero from HEB about 3 months ago, and let me tell you, my tongue felt like it was being pepper sprayed. However, very tasty pepper. Yeah, it really is, And if, here's the thing. The reason everybody's got and I said in this morning video, is everybody's got a jalapeno story, because some people eat a jalapeno and go, that's it, I'm never going to eat a habanero. But you did eat that jalapeno. So I think there are more jalapeno stories rolling around out there than there are habanero. But yeah, if you're not used to it, man, it can burn you. HEB, great store. I lived in Texas. Used to go there all the time. All right, so M. Hunt. What a rock star M. Hunt is. I dig M. Hunt. My brother and I grew orange hobs in 1998, which at the time was the hottest pepper in the world. I worked at a pizza restaurant, and we brought them to work. And as I sliced them on a pizza, my eyes started burning. I was 18 at the time and knew nothing about hot peppers, so I proceeded to, say it all together, Rub my eyes. I spent the next 10 minutes pouring cold water all over my face. It was then I ate the pizza, or then we ate the pizza, and we're floored by how hot it was. Most kids didn't even finish their slice. The next day we all had the same issue. It was rough. Yeah, then if you're not used to it, the next day can be a beating. It really, really can. But guys, those are some really good comments from the bus. All right, from your experiences with the habanero pepper. Now, this morning I gave you your homework. Your charge this morning was to give me your favorite jalapeno story. Now, I reckon that there are more jalapeno stories than there are habanero stories, so I want to hear them. I'm going to do another video this week where I, probably this weekend even, maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow, if not tomorrow, Monday, where I'll read some of the funny stories from jalapeno. All right, so please do that. In the description box, you're going to see a link for all the normal stuff. Please check it out. Right there, you're going to see the pepper. If you click, oh, by the way, someone said you teased about a new guitar, but you haven't shown it. I think I showed it. I did a video for the Chase Heat Bus Pass. There you go, a little better. It's a beautiful guitar. I absolutely love it. It's a Flying V made by Close. It only has one pickup. It's just a rock and roll machine, for real. It's got carbon fiber neck. The neck is not made of wood like every other guitar. It's made out of carbon fiber. There you go. Isn't that cool? So it's just the coolest neck. It's absolutely weatherproof. It doesn't bend. It'll never warp. It's super light. But if you want to hear me play it, it's on the Chase the Heat Bus Pass. I may start playing again for the channel. I've just been really busy and I've been playing a lot. I haven't been working on any new stuff. So I will start playing again. Anyway, right there's the pepper. Get on the bus. It's your bus. I'm just the knucklehead behind the wheel, so you may as well get on the bus since it's yours. If you don't want to miss a video, click the bell for notification. And if you want to see that exclusive content, me playing and a lot of cool behind-the-scenes stuff that you never see on the regular content that we produce on Chase the Heat, then get a Chase the Heat Bus Pass. It's only $4.99 per month. For that, you're going to get a ton of content. It's almost like a second channel. Tons of new content, different kinds of content, challenges. At least, I said it was going to be 8 or 9. It looks like it's going to be 12 videos a month. Extra, and stuff that you aren't going to be able to see without doing that. So please check that out. Right there is a lifeboat. That is probably the most important channel on YouTube, in my opinion. It's about addiction. You know, it happens. You know, and then recovery, which also happens, and then living your best life after, which also happens. And it'll show you how to do it. So if you or anybody you know has a problem with anything, I don't care if it's a slot machine, if it's sugar, food, smoking cigarettes, it doesn't matter what your addiction is, please check it out. It'll save your life. Right there, and I'm not exaggerating either. Right there, more videos. Oh, man, I love you guys. I'm going to turn off the camera and play some more guitar. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.